It feels like nowadays the people who are in the fragrance community solely want performance. They want a fragrance to last 7 months. For some reason, this is like the preconceived notion in their minds that this is what makes an amazing fragrance. It's all about the performance. Performance 1, scent profile 2. If that's how you feel, I'm gonna put you on to some of the fragrances in my collection that are amazing performance monsters. These don't necessarily mean that they're absolutely the best scent profile, but if you're looking for performance and that's your overall goal is to have people at 100 yards distance smell you, okay, Uncle Cuba will put you on. Let's roll my motherfucking music so I can put you on to some performance beasts in my collection that will have people in Mumbai smelling you. Blessed morning, my beautiful peoples. You know who it is. This is your boy, C to the U to the B to the A. First off, hope you had an amazing holiday. Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah. I hope Santa stuffed your stockings. I hope your significant other got off their lazy ass and actually put some thought and effort into a gift. And I hope some of y'all got some amazing fragrance deals during this holiday season. And if you didn't, you can go to mrcubaknow.com and cop your Cut the Check snapback, because it's a new year coming in and we're bringing it with a vengeance. No matter in what industry you are in, you want them to cut the check. Remember, at the end of the day, there's no free shit. And then we got the Cubano logo in the back. You already know what time it is, mrcubaknow.com for any of your Cubano needs. Performance beast fragrances. For me, something that's a performance beast is something that lasts well over 10 hours on your skin. Still has an amazing sillage bubble, has that wild ass cloud around you. But I'm gonna keep it real with you. Performance for me is important, but isn't the #1 thing. I don't mind respraying a fragrance on a couple of times. I don't mind bringing a fragrance with me. Do I want a fragrance that performs better than others? Absolutely, but you're gonna have fresh fragrances that don't perform very well. That's just the nature of the game. When you put on a freshie, especially in a high heat day, that performance is gonna slack, no matter the freshies. There's more freshies that don't last in the high heat versus ones that really do. I've tried to compile fragrances that not only smell nice, that I appreciate, that I think are fire, but that perform super well. Once again, some people just really want performance over everything, which I don't personally get it. I don't need it in my life, but if you want performance, I'ma give it to you. The first one is a newer acquisition in my collection and a hell of a scent profile. And I've talked about this fragrance a couple of times already, and I will continue to talk about it because it's that beautiful, by the house of Amouage, and that's Royal Tobacco. Royal Tobacco is that new hype hot release that's absolutely incredible. And let's be honest, how can you be surprised that Amouage is in a category about performance? Their fragrances are known to be like Brillo safe. Some of these joints you need to sit in a sauna and do 3 prayers while getting smacked with sage leaves or whatever the hell that is, just to get the soul of that fragrance off you. Royal Tobacco is in that category of a beautiful, amazing masterpiece of a tobacco fragrance that lasts on my skin, I wanna say about 11.5 to 12 hours. And that's like on a 4 or 5 spray tip. A fragrance that's, for me, very easy to wear, doesn't offend me, doesn't have anything that I feel that would put people off, and just smells absolutely beautiful. So if you want a grenade of a fragrance as far as performance is concerned with a beautiful scent profile, Royal Tobacco by Amouage is one that you want because the shit's got balls. Next one. Now this fragrance I recently mentioned in a video, it's a Castoreum and Rose Bomb that lasts, I don't know, 7 years on your skin by the house of Frederick Mall, and that's Promise. Promise is like multiple roses, Ambroxan, Castoreum, I believe it was pepper, apple, gorgeous scent. Really one of the very, very few that I like from the Mall House in my personal opinion, and the performance of this is at least bare minimum like 14 hours on a 5er spray. These joints are heading like to attar territories with these thick, oily, resinous type fragrances that really just leach onto your skin like if they're sucking blood, hanging on for dear life. Promise is a gorgeous scent profile, but just be careful where you're at. Be in a larger space environment that has some airy vibes. If you're gonna be on top of people and you really want that scent profile and you want that beast craziness, that's on you. Just be advised that people will politely be like, wow, yo, they smell crazy, and be batting their eyes like they're having a seizure because they're dying inside. And this is why performance beats don't make sense to me, so to speak. It gotta be like a club environment or something like that you really wanna wear these performance-based fragrances that are just like nuclear. But you want it and I put you on. Frederick Mall promise, 14 hours plus off of my skin. Crazy. Next one. Now, as mentioned before, there's very few freshy type fragrances that perform very well. But if you want to pick a sexy one that has balls, you really got to watch that trigger. At least that's what I have to do. By the House of Georgoff, 40 knots. This joint, it's got some balls. For a freshy, aquatic, salty type fragrance, the performance on this joint is incredible. Like, I was very surprised how well this joint can do. This is easily a fragrance that you can pull off in the cold weather if you're looking for performance freshy. I get a real nice salty powderiness out of this fragrance and a very light floral that may not be indicated in the notes, but at least that's what I get off my skin. It's an incredible scent profile. I think it's absolutely beautiful. It performs incredible. So if you have those LA type weather where it can start off at like 80 degrees and then mellow down to like a 50, 60 sweater weather, this is an incredible option for you to get. 40 knots by Georgoff for that freshy performing beast. Next one. I've had this fragrance on a few lists in the past and it still does not, it doesn't disappoint on the performance. The house won't surprise you as far as performance, but Montal's Starry Nights, holy shit, this joint is absolutely illegal. I haven't worn this joint in such a long time. It is a powerhouse, and it's been so cold in New York lately that this would be incredible. Super musky, powdery, ambery, citric, really well balanced, but it's a 5 sprayer on this joint. I need to be outside. And why would I be outside? Like, there's no reason for you to be chilling on the block like, yo, I wanna smell fly, but I'm freezing my dick off. I don't know where my balls are. My nipples can cut glass. Like, there's no purpose for it. But if you're looking for that vibe and you really need to be in an outdoor situation where there's open air coming through in the brisk of winter, Starry Nights will outperform anybody in that spot. Guaranteed. Montal is another house known for incredible performance, and Starry Nights is insane on that beast mode tip. So if you want that 7-week performance, Starry Night is the next one. I'll bring you some budget classiness. Again, I'm trying to bring you stuff that is good, that I actually wear. It can't just all be funky, outperforming fragrances. Now this joint, whew, Encre Noir Al Extreme is just that. Extreme. For me, this fragrance is vetiver, citric sour, wood, vetiver, citric sour, oily, vetiver, wood, citric sour, vetiver, performance, crazy, outstanding, Viagra in a budget bottle. Super classy, very gentlemanly, beautiful all around, versatile fragrance in fall, winter situations, and will not disrupt the pockets. Easily 10+ hours off the skin, maybe more, depending. I mean, if you're the type of person that lotions your skin and then spray these fragrances on, forget any projection that I'm giving you on these fragrances right now. 10, 15, 12 hours. Just time that shit by 2, because it's going to live on that shit. It's going to be a coating of like semen on your skin, and that fragrance is just gonna chill on top and never let go. You're going to need a scraper just to peel off the performance of these fragrances. This one is no slouch. Next one. This fragrance is not gonna be for everybody. You gotta be a cannabis lover, but Cannabis Intense by Fragrance Dubois, Jesus Christmas, this motherfucker can go for weeks. Got a 1-minute refresh rate after 40 pumps. I haven't smelled this joint in a minute. Let me get the full feel of this joint. Yo, okay, yeah. All right, so we got woody, vetiver vibes, peppery, cannabis for sure. Also oily, citric ginger. Very nice, super nice. There's a sillage cloud around me right now. That's turned my face red. Cannabis Intense is just that, intense cannabis notes, but really super wearable. I personally like a good cannabis note. This is no slouch when it comes to that performance factor. Fragrance Dubois actually produces beautifully performing fragrances with some real dense material. Like, there's another one I would mention, but I don't own it. It's Sahara Oud, which is one of my favorite ouds in the game. That one is also a super grenade. So if you have the option, I didn't put it on the list, but I really love that fragrance because I don't own it. I would get Sahara Oud over this one, but if you're a cannabis vibe, This one in Cannabis Blue, kind of neck and neck, but this one performs, I mean, like a nipple hair longer. It's really good. Next one. Now jumping onto the hype train, not one of my favorite fragrances. Not that it's bad, it just doesn't do well for me. But I can't knock it for performance because it does incredible, and that's Latent Exclusive by Parfums de Marly. Nuts, bro. I think it's just that heavy, what is it, civet factor in here that really like kicks it up like times 10. Don't love it. Maybe I have to revisit it. It's been, I'm not gonna hold you, it's been such a long time that I've worn this fragrance because it just didn't do well for me personally off the skin. Maybe now it could be a little bit different. My nose has changed, it continues to change. You know, since I stopped putting random things up it, just kidding, kind of. Really nice scent profile, seems to be a real big hit with people, particularly when they want that latent type DNA with just amplified performance. Latent Exclusive is one of those grenades that you want in your stash. Let's do a couple more. A gorgerific fragrance that has good performance off the skin. I get over 10 hours on this fragrance. I feel like the longer that it sat like on my shelf and shit, that it macerated to better performance, but it's an amazing scent profile, and that's Nishan's Fan Your Flames. Eef. This boozy, coconutty, woody type scent profile is incredible. Actually, just gonna give it a little light spritz. Wifey's gonna be pissed. Shortly after this video, I'm gonna be jumping in the car and she's gonna be tight like a tiger. Nothing pisses her off more than I'm overly sprayed or I have a strong scent profile and I just have the doors locked, windows up because it's freezing outside, and she's just like gagging slowly because, you know, she's a hater. She doesn't love fragrance like that. She appreciates it to a certain extent, but make no mistake, she's like, yo, dude, chill, homie. An incredible scent by the House of Nishan, perfect for this type of weather. Again, 10 hours plus off my skin. And if you're one of these people that like to just add a little hitch in the giddy up, do that Molecule 1 shit and just bump these joint up even more. Like, you could do that essentially with any other fragrance and try to kick it up a little bit. It does change the scent profile a bit, but again, this video is based on performance, right? So if that's what you're looking for, go for it. Next one. There's a reason why these little joints pack a big punch and a big price tag, because they perform crazy in the House of Nasamato knows how to do it with Pardon. I was looking for any excuse to spray this fragrance. Yo, spices, chocolatey, oody, dense. Jesus Christmas. This shit'll resurrect the dead. 14 hours, easy peasy, 4-5er spray. You could go a little less, don't go absolutely apeshit crazy with this joint. Super beautiful scent profile. It's just dark, very rich, very edible, damn near gourmandish at some points. Slight amount of like dark booziness, but nothing like Baraonda. It's more on that sweet, dark chocolate, slightly bitter performance beast off the skin. Pardon. Incredible. And last and certainly not least, this designer beast actually does very well off of my skin, like 10 hour plus on the performance, loved by a lot of people, and it's by a brand that all ladies love, and that's Louis Vuitton Ombre Nomad. Ombre Nomad gives me 10 plus hours. Easy, especially in the cold weather. Leathery, sexy, ambery, smoky, incensey, high-end designer. But I think this is like one of the few ones in that lineup that really performs very well and still keeps somewhat of a sexy scent profile. Very dark and mysterious, very sexy, and I think it's a good option. I wanted to give you some sort of variety when it came to this list. Granted, there's a lot more fragrances in my stash that are performance beasts. I don't like making these videos abundantly long for no reason. If you guys want a performance beast fragrance lineup part 2, leave it in the comments below and we'll throw some more heavy hitters in this shit. I love y'all motherfuckers from the heart. I hope you get enough Brillo pads or sandpaper to wipe these shits off. And remember, if you want extra performance, throw a little Molecule 01, marinate your skin in some good lotions, especially when your ashy ass looks like you've been breaking bricks with your elbows, to help enhance any of these fragrances or any particular fragrance that you may like and bring it to that, close to that beast mode performance. I'll see y'all bitches next time. Don't forget MrCubaknow.com for all your Cubano needs. And I'll see y'all bitches next time. You know who it is, biggest in the game. Smooches.
What's fresh? Who's best? Wanna know who's gonna pass the test? Cubano. fly gun holder, money folder, Motorola, start tack when it's time to call back. For the rough, rugged, and raw way, this nigga Jay, it's a game, but he don't play. Hey, for all the chicks that got dead in the penthouse suite on top of my mom's crib. It's nonsense, you never get in. It's nonsense that you would think that you would.